The Paris Agreement, I think, is a really, really great achievement, because it's now for the first time we have an achievement that we have a commitment of all the countries of the world to work together towards the long-term sustainability of our planet, to keep the temperature rise well below 2 degrees and hopefully even at 1.5 degrees. And I think that gives a huge relief and opportunity for this region, for South Asia, and for the whole of the world, but in particular here, where there's a lot of vulnerability to climate disasters. And I think that is really one of the key outcomes of the Paris Agreement that is very important for the SAC. Also, there's a renewed commitment to finance, which is of course very important, because a lot of mitigation and adaptation measures will be necessary, and it's something that will be costly. But also, I would like to mention what we have seen in the EU, that actually it's very much possible to decouple climate change and growth, because we've seen that with the reduction of carbon emissions over the last years in Europe, we have managed to really reduce dramatically the carbon emissions, while at the same time the economic growth went up. So I think that's also a huge opportunity here. We see that there's a lot of job and growth in renewable energy development, for example, and in adaptation measures. So I think many good opportunities. Adaptation is now recognized very solidly in the global agenda, so many opportunities for the SAC countries following Paris. And in relation to the cooperation between the EU and India, I would like to mention that we just had a summit, EU-India summit, at the end of March, and we agreed on something that's called a Clean Energy and Climate Partnership. And it's something that I'm very excited about. It will give us an opportunity to work together, and not only on policy levels or on policy dialogues. We'll be sharing different best practices, policy practices. We will also be sharing solutions, so technologies that already exist in the EU. We will see how we can get them to India and adapt them so that they are useful in the Indian context. But we will also be doing joint research and innovation on new technologies, new solutions that will make it much more cost effective to deal with clean energy and climate in the future. And then we will look at financing and financing mechanisms. And in the partnership we will bring together, so not only government to government, but also businesses, civil society. We'll bring the European member states in there, and the Indian states and the national level, so that it will really become a comprehensive framework that we can work together. We've already for a long time been active under our development cooperation. We've done a lot of work on climate relevant projects. So we've worked on offshore wind. We're the first partner for India on offshore wind, and we're continuing that in the next phases. We're working on energy efficiency. We're working on, India has a huge solar park program that we are getting involved with, and we're helping how to develop these solar parks. We're developing climate adaptation strategies in many different cities and so on. So we have many activities that are ongoing, have been ongoing, and will continue in the future, and that will form like the foundation of this partnership that I just mentioned.